free. At break of day, when that man drove away, I was waiting. I crossed the road to her house and she answered the door. She stood there laughing. I felt the knife in my hand and she laughed no more. Everybody, why did I could see that girl was no good for me, but I was lost like a slave that no man could free. Hang on, I've got to look at the lyrics now. That'll do actually, we'll crack on from there. Yeah, never get bored of that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'll leave you in the company of this man here. This buddy. That's all folks, I'll be back for more. I'm here all week.